Good morning and welcome to The Brief. Here's a look at your trending stories this morning. Prince Zaid Rada Hussain notes that the full promise of governance reform yet to be delivered. Cafe calls on bribery commission to publicize controversial central bank issue. Blue Mandal residents file complaint with Human Rights Commission. Prince Zaid Rada Hussain, the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, says the full promise of governance reform, transitional justice and economic revival in Sri Lanka has yet to be delivered and risks stalling or dissipating. The following observations were made in the advanced version of Human Rights Chief's oral report, which is to be presented to the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva.
Prince Zaid Al Hussain states that negotiating party politics and power sharing within the coalition has proved complex and that this is manifest in an extensive cabinet with overlapping ministerial mandates and mixed messages on issues like accountability. Al Hussain also calls for a more comprehensive Bill of Rights, strong institutional checks and balances, enhanced constitutional review, improved guarantees for the independence of the judiciary, effective individual complaints mechanisms, and greater direct enforceability of international human rights treaties. However, it states that the High Commissioner remains convinced that international participation in the accountability mechanisms would be a necessary guarantee for the independence and impartiality of the process in the eyes of victims, as Sri Lanka's judicial institutions currently lack the credibility needed to gain their trust. He hails important symbolic steps towards promoting reconciliation, including the delisting of a number of proscribed Tamil diaspora organizations and individuals and the decision to sing the national anthem in both Sinhala and Tamil on Independence Day. Overall, he concludes, quote, "The Human Rights Council should be encouraged thus far by the steps the government of Sri Lanka has taken to implement some of the key commitments made in Resolution 30/1, unquote. Foreign Minister Mangala Samaravira, Minister of Justice Vijayadasa Rajapaksa and Mano Thithavela, the Secretary General of the Secretariat for Coordinating Reconciliation Mechanisms, are in Geneva to attend the UN Human Rights Council sessions.
Election Monitor Cafe has called on Bribery Commission to publicize a report on the investigation into controversial central bank bond issue.
The request was made in a letter penned by Kirti Tenakun, the Executive Director of the Campaign for a Free and Fair Election, or CAFE. The letter notes that while the Commission conducted an investigation into the controversial bond issuance in 2015, no further legal action was taken. CAFE has called on the Commission to submit the report on the investigation to the President and the Prime Minister, since the term of the incumbent Central Bank Governor Arjuna Mahendran will expire on the 30th of June. The organization points out that this report will be conducive to a new appointment for the position.
Residents of the Blue Mandal who are on the verge of losing their homes filed a complaint with the Human Rights Commission.
An attempt to remove 11 homes located in close proximity to the Blue Mandal railway line was disrupted when area residents staged a protest yesterday. Minister of National Coexistence, Dialogue and Official Languages Mano Ganeshan promised the area residents that plots of land will be provided to them before their homes are destroyed. It is in this backdrop that the area residents submitted a petition to the Human Rights Commission.
They attempted to pull out these residents by force. We intervened, and it is then that the chairman of the Colombo District Coordinating Committee, Mano Ganeshan, issued a promise. However, we still have doubts about when they would come to clear these homes. That is why we came before the Human Rights Commission. Our petition was accepted.
Meanwhile, leader of the Janasatha Peramuna, Venerable Battaramulle Seelaratna Thera, arrived in the area today to look into the plight of the area residents.
You obtain the people's vote to solve their problems. We stand for development. Even we support the development process. However, you cannot develop by berating or beating the poor using the Triforces.
That's a wrap of The Brief today. I'm Bernadine Jazz Singh for the Newsfirst team, reminding you to stay briefed.